Oh, hello, Lights World. This is Mr. Charles. I can tell you now, this thing is not going to let me talk. It's going to freeze up. Anyway, guess I could talk as fast as I can. I try not to talk too fast, but anyway, this is episode 244, The Life of Mr. Charles. And I'm just here to kind of go over some things. I was going to be irate and mad about some things, but I said, you know what? When you have haters and you get mad about haters, you know what? They win because they change you. And I'm not going to let nobody change me. On here, let me know. If not, hopefully you can watch the replay. But first of all, let me give you a history of me. I was military, which says, being a staff sergeant E6 in 6 years, which is almost, I had troops that had to depend on me uh, for their lives. So I needed them to listen. So when I'm sitting up there teaching, I'm trying to parallel it to when I'm teaching and people are talking, irks the hell out of me. It really does. Because you need to listen. And I'm trying to tell that to my people. Um, so you have to understand my history. Taking over my listening. But this podcast really is about the haters. Martin Luther King says that when everything is said and done, you're not going to remember the voice of your enemies, but the silence of your friends. And I have too many friends to be silent. And I do have this podcast. You're only going to see my voice and face two more times today and 2 weeks from now, a week from now. And that's it. So the stuff that's going on right now with all the hating going on with the line dancing, conventions and cruises, which is close to me, it's dear to me because it happened to me when I was in Denver. People wanted to know why I left Denver, why I left. There was too much going on, too much hating, people that you cared about, people you depended on, people that you let go free in your class. They just kind of like just left you. After COVID, they left. We tried to do a convention and people took over and it was just ugly. It was just ugly. And I hate ugly. It kind of threw me off because when I came into this business, I didn't know that people just didn't like you because of your success. Military, we like cheered each other on. We stayed in the same barracks. We ate together. We worked together. We went out together. So that was that camaraderie that we had. So when I came to line dancing and saw the hating and the bickering and it just turned me off. And I did it for 19 years. Next year will be 20. And when it started being miserable, when I started going to work and I didn't like some of the people that I had, I didn't like it anymore. So I didn't want to do it anymore. Saying when you invite everybody, you get everybody, but you don't want everybody you get. And it's hard to get rid of people, troublemakers, the ones that behind the scene, the snickering, the talking about behind the back, stuff happened to me. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. People don't know my life. They kicked my ex-wife out of Germany. My daughter found her mom, committed suicide, found her. So we all have issues. We all have problems. We do. But I don't go anywhere looking for issues and problems. I don't go to an event wondering about, okay, if everything gonna be perfect. Perfection is a lie. Okay, get over that. Perfection? Are you kidding me? You're gonna find something wrong. I call it the FFU, the fault finding unit. They kind of get up, get dressed, and you go over there, you go over there. Let's try to find some fault here. Let's look under that rock and see all that dirt under there. Stop it, people. Now, I'm not trying to say this to get people mad. I'm trying to get them to maybe change. I do it. I'm no better than none of you people out there. Not none of you. I'm not. One of my best friends, she's like legally blind. You hear her complain about eating, waiting in line, or everything not going right because you're going somewhere, you try doing it. You try doing a convention. Instead of complaining, maybe ask, maybe how things can be better. Maybe I can help. When I actually saw, it just pissed me off about people complaining about sitting down and not having a place to sit or stand in line too long. It's like, my God, people. You remember Barack Obama? Black folks stand in line. We stood in line to get beat up. We stood in line to get water shot on us. We stood in line to vote. Lady, 80 years old, in line for 6 hours just to vote. Just to vote. With her cane. She's walking with her cane. Just to vote. So let's get over that. If they tell you in these conventions that there's not going to be any food, would you still go? I would. The conventions to eat. Us to eat. Everyone in a restaurant. And the food is the last, I gave some events back. I didn't even eat. My wife had to grab me to get a meal for you. Yeah, baby. Because I'm not here for that. But we have to stop. And like I said, it happened to me, so I understand. Really treated me bad. I love my Denver family, but they know who treated me. When I left out of there's a lot of stuff. Some of my best friends went somewhere else. They went to another class and kind of hurt. They kind of hurt. So and I'm hoping I can get through this podcast, y'all, because you see it's starting to freeze up right now. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to get a computer tomorrow. Maybe I should have got on Carlos's podcast and talk about this thing. This podcast is cool. But it hurt my feelings because we don't know what people got to go through. We don't know when people say they're making money. I sure in the hell hope so. Why, you gonna do something and not make money? You're gonna do a big event and not be silly. I remember I was telling Avis one about the cruise. I said it should be required reading all the money that you have to spend. We pay the forklift driver just to bring stuff in. And when we were on the cruise, people complained about that. I didn't see none of y'all cooking. I didn't see none of y'all cleaning. I didn't see none of y'all in my room filling up stuff. Customer service, I didn't see none of y'all doing none of that stuff. So guess what? Somebody had to get paid to do it. So nobody was steering to make a whole lot of money just to gamble. We don't drink. I had to pay to drink. Praise these people, y'all. These are our Black brothers and sisters. How can we be mad at them? That's something we should be like, hey, how can I do that? Show me the way. But when you have a vision, then people come up and just destroy your vision. What are you supposed to say? I had a woman come up to me, like I said, one convention, said, the food didn't have any taste to it. Well, it's a hotel food with 5, 6, 7, 800 people. They don't specialize in it. Getting your ass in there, making you comfortable, and getting your ass out. That's what hotels do. Do you do that when you go to a hotel and not a convention? Do you even eat there? Okay. You shouldn't have food, shirts. People complain about shirts. Lord have mercy. There's 1,200 people. What do you think? Don't come as a crowd. Makes sense to me. Don't go out there. Wait. I know Abel said one time, why don't you wait when it gets quiet and have to complain? She was sitting down, and I just signed it. She's like, oh, so you're going to get in front of me. Oh, ma'am, you I don't know, you sitting. And it's not going to hurt me in front of me. I can go back farther. I don't really care. But we have to stop with this bickering. And I advise a lot of you, the haters, the finding fault unit, go and read Willie Lynch's letter. Who Willie Lynch is, he's the one that created lynching in 1712 when he said that distrust, slavery, how slavery can continue, about having the strong slaves against the weak, the men, the young men against the men, men against women, the idea. Busting and fighting for at least over 200 years since their lives. One ask always apologize. A man's apology is not like a woman's apology. Apologize, and hers is better than mine, I guess. I don't know what the hell that means. I'm sorry. And you saying I'm sorry, do you kind of nitpick through that and try to figure out which sorry? It's just something. Meet somebody. Greet somebody. When you're in line, look behind you, look in front of you, introduce yourself like anybody else. God gave us our looks. Personality is on us. That's something we can strive. That's us. That's something we can do. Like I said, we don't want some of us. And then what we do is virus, all that bullshit just spreads. Yeah, they didn't do this. They didn't have that. Lord have mercy. She works for the fire department. She's everywhere. Ask Carlos at his convention, did he eat? That's been here. He didn't have time for me. And me and him was like this. And he didn't even have time. Our convention is going to be, unless you actually do it, like it was in Atlanta. 1,200 people, like how much room going to be, unless you actually do it. You can kind of guesstimate, but the haters don't want you. Lady told me that there was no room sitting down. There was no room on dance. That didn't make sense to me. Okay, so and the dance floor has to be kind of empty. There's no room for the dance floor. You can afford to go. You can afford to get up and spend your money to go somewhere, see play, to see people and to dance and still be alive. Like most of y'all know. Today, my best friend in the world, hours later. So this is life, y'all. This is 70. And when 70, this is that I don't give a damn age. I'm saying I really don't. I'm gonna say it any damn way. Because I got me too much. All they doing is making money, not doing nothing for the community. I don't know not one of y'all's income. I don't know how much you make or how much you make. I don't know, none of my damn business. I don't know what you have. Why would I want to know? But to get in people's lives so much, even talk, and it's not that. So maybe that's something we need to change. I guess my resume is going to be big, but I'm not apologizing. You know, first came out here, I told people that but you have to open up. Extend my. I hope he's one time. First time I met her, beautiful smile. She did things. She did. When I got plaques for Carlos and David, she tried not to was us pay her, but my wife wasn't having it. You know, somebody texted me saying probably can't hear me or something. I don't know. You sit back and I just kind of like, you know, I kind of listen. Like there's this time, and Bus is asking what do you do daily. Find out what you do daily. When you no, this damn podcast ain't stopping me. Piece of crap. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't know how much time I got. You know, I sit back and when I got out here, you know, I wanted to like show them what I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like 7, 8 years behind. They're still doing electric slide too. But okay, no problem. Sometimes they talk about so many things are overrated. Southern hospitality. Hospitality is hospitality where you at. South don't have no patent on it. And some of the people here has been just unfriendly. Have a drink with anyone unless I go to Virginia with Carlos, somebody like that, or down to Gaffney, Rondi down that way. I don't like the South. Not the South per se, but I don't like this place. I wish I could or Greenville. That would be nice, but I'm here and I'm dealing with it. I've been around for a long time. I've seen a lot. I had one instructor. He drove 8 blocks just to yell at me saying that I should not have a class the same day he has class. His class to come to my class. This one I first in 8 when I was on our own and was complaining. And then I had the one person, I'm not going to mention her name, she came to my class. The one individual can tear everything up. And she tore it down. She didn't tear it up. She tore it down. And everybody know. If you've been know me, you know who I'm. My mom died and during COVID, but not 2 weeks later, my auntie passed away. And I get a call from Carlos saying, wow, man, you okay? Yeah, I'm making it. Oh, did you see the Facebook? Because, you know, somebody spill out evil and told me and ended up stealing her people from her patient. Like, this is line dancing? I thought it was something that everybody's supposed to be like happy and sharing and helping one another, because as soldiers, that's what we did. Like I said, we motivated each other. We, you know, we depended on one another. there was a certain dependability, and we were caring and hoping that you did good, because everything depended on on the togetherness, cohesiveness. I want you in my foxhole. You mad at me, and I got the enemy coming over here? But get your ass on out my damn foxhole. I'm serious. So, and there's so, but on the flip side, there's so many wonderful people. That's what this podcast has done. It's introduced me to so many wonderful people, which I would never, ever, ever, never forget. Never. But it just kind of makes me mad that we can't all just, I know the old thing about why can't we just get along? That's some true shit. Now, if you got a legitimate reason to be mad at someone, turn on the damn news. Because right now we live in embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. I'm sorry that to my military brothers and sisters, you guys hang in there, because this is crazy. This could be some kind of World War bullshit. And just, so if you want somebody to be mad at, we got racism everywhere. We got people hating on us and bringing back some of that crazy shit. That's who you need to be mad at. That's who you need to be complaining about. Leave people that's doing stuff alone. Because I did an event once. I remember me and Walter, we did an event and we couldn't sell tickets at the front door. So people waited to the last second to get tickets. You know how we are sometimes. We couldn't even enjoy the music because we had to listen to them call us so we can go outside to sell them tickets. These are some of the stuff that we went through back in Denver. And it wasn't fun anymore. And I remember Carlos said, y'all better pay attention. He might be gone, because right now with this podcast, this is almost like my last stamp on line dancing. I'll go to conventions. I love the cruise. We're gonna go even when they don't go. But I'm gonna try to go some of the stuff that Avis goes to anyway. But some of the best people in the world get shit on, and that's a bunch of bullshit. All right, and I'm here to tell you. Now, don't come to me. I'm gonna tell you right now. You come to me telling me they ain't played your damn song, so fucking what? All right? A whole bunch of people that ain't played their song. Grow up. Why do we act like children? We're grown, y'all. We should be like, these are our last days. Because at 70, you start counting. I've been line dancing for 20 years. 20 years from now, I'm 90. Pray the Lord. So what's going to happen in the next 20 years? I'm going to be happy. I found the woman of my dreams. I'm working. I got to go to work today. But find something else besides to complain. Get out from underneath that rock, because there's dirt under there. There's dirt every damn where if you look hard enough. Okay? You're going to find something wrong somewhere with somebody. I got fault. I don't know about you people. What Jesus say? Throw the first stone? I can't throw it. Okay? I got my faults. I got my sins. And I'm sure you got yours too. You do. So like I said, hang out with the good people. I do. I try to hang out with all these wonderful people. And when you see me and I'm taking pictures of everybody and smiling, if you're smiling at me when you're taking a picture, why don't you just smile about the whole damn convention? If you really are worried about the food, do like we do. Eat before you go. Okay, grab you something and get out there and dance. But when you tell everybody else stuff, then it gets spreaded, and you can see the look on your face that you're not happy, and other people see that. And like I said, it just spreads and spreads and spreads, and then everybody starts blah 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 blah, and the people that's doing all the hard work gets all the blame. So they get a burger, chance to get a burger and go dance. Okay, forget about the eating, because a whole lot of us maybe don't need to eat so much. No offense. I couldn't remember what we had at any convention. I can't. Why should I? Oh yeah, that convention we had that food or chicken. I can't remember none of that stuff. I don't care. Okay, dance. Better yet, if you don't want to dance, because there's a lot of dance, just meet somebody What we always say, you come together, you eat together, you go out together, you leave together, it ain't met a soul. Like a contest. I mean, people met like 20 people in the next convention. Okay. Give me the 20 people you met. Go meet somebody you don't know. I was in Dale Carnegie. They used to do that all the time. Go somewhere you don't know. You know the people you know. So this back with you. My first cruise, I had to take 60 people off my Facebook page because I met 60 new people and I'm still doing it. I was at the max, so I had to take. So, like I said, I wasn't gonna stay here long because to work, but people, can we at least think about it? Think about being better. Because we can. No, I froze again. I know we can. I know we can, and we should. And you don't have to see me talk. If you can hear me, but like I'm out here, you come out here, you come out here, and the whole town is doing Jerusalem the right foot. The time that was yesterday. So be thankful for where you're at. Appreciate your dance business. Learn to dance. Okay. You can learn this, but to teach it. It's hard to teach 5 kids. It's 34, 70. Listen, podcast. I'm not through. I'll be through in a minute. You can kick me off, whatever you want. But when people find something or something, a niche in something, there's always certain ways you can do things. Sometimes it's the way you ask someone something, the way you say something. Maybe, hey, Carlos, Avis, is that think I can help? We had a young lady in Denver. She got mad that people weren't dressed right at cancer. We had a cancer deal. We got in like a real cheap price, and she was complaining. She got on Facebook and said she didn't like the way people was dressed. And to me, everybody dressed better than her, but that's my opinion. And all this is my opinion. So I'm just letting everybody know that's not it. I'm talking about me. Everybody has an opinion. You know what? So do come up to me and you start telling me stuff about 2 of the nicest people ever in my life, 3 with Linda, then I'm going to catch you. I am. I'm going to come back at you. I'm going to come to me. And if that means our friendship is gone, then I should be your friend for them. because the people, the ones that understand line dance museum. Yeah, who else got a museum for? Nobody. That should be something to cherish and something to. Okay, I'm not on there. He got his friends. Well, maybe you be his friend. It ain't that easy to be friends with Carlos. Okay. When we had COVID, this is another crazy story. We had COVID. I told Carlos that I was dancing in the, because that was my only income besides, Social Security. He said, I took the word out to my class, and this class gave me over $750. More than my class did. More than the people that I let in free, that I gave classes to, fed them. We would go to some of these events that they didn't even have to pay. Okay? In his class, the people that I didn't even know me, really, more or less from what he said. But I'm like, wow. And plus another group, when I performed on stage, a lot of people know I was an actor on stage for like 10 years, Remember Truth Theater. They gave me like $1,000. Like, these are the people that are the closest to me, and the ones that I kind of expected. When me and my wife moved, somebody put up a GoFundMe account. Word go is it. There wasn't no funding. Few people did. It's us. Dang, all this stuff that we did. And sometimes you kind of like, when you do stuff, you want at least to be appreciated. You ain't gotta give me no money. Just appreciate what I've done in Denver. And they'll tell you all over Denver, if Mr. Charles Class really kind of introduced line dancing, we kind of kept up with the country. It said, no matter how much you wish and pray, it's always going to be haters and complainers. You are so right. And like I said, and I know I won't stop it. I'm just kind of giving my viewpoint, and hopefully somebody will change. Maybe one person say, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe we should stop doing that. Maybe my life will be better. I mean, you mad? You're going all the way back on the plane, mad? Instead of like, remember that moment? Remember we did this? Me and my wife all the time. We happy at the airport. We meet all these wonderful people at the airport. It isn't wonderful that you see people that you see on YouTube, and all of a sudden you meet them. And most of us are a whole lot nicer than we are than YouTube or Facebook. Those are the people that I just love. Those are the people we need to uplift. Those are the people we need to tell people about. And that's more or less what I'm doing. The haters can go in that room, and if there's more haters, I'll send them in that room, and they can hate on each other, hate on us, lock the door, because like you said, that's going to always happen. Always happen. I wish for more in this day and age, in 2026, with everything going on in this country. Everything that's going on in this country. Yeah. Listen to the news, people. Beware. The crazy stuff is happening. So that's why I wish we would have, I wish we direct our hatred and complaints and bitterness or nothing else. Get a book and read about our history, because we don't do that anymore a lot. We kind of like got YouTube, and we got connections to all this information, and sometimes we just don't. And now there's so many different dances out there that you don't have time to even enjoy it, because you're trying to learn that new dance just to keep up with everybody. It was like a competition. Okay, when I go here, there are all these conventions. But speaking of conventions again, how would you do it differently? What would you do to rectify 1,700 people? But you're not the cook that you got to talk to. You're not the person in charge. You're just trying to get everybody to get in there to eat. The man said himself, 90 people signed up, 40 people showed up. What do you do in the last second? What would you do? I think that's the question a lot of times we should ask ourselves. What would I do if that happened? I was able to get 3,000 people together on a ship, because the cruise ship to go with us, and the 8 of us went what it takes to do a cruise. That's the team. We was in meetings. to be coordinated. And that poor woman, Ava, she people weren't paying her. People, what the hell is wrong with us? We're better than that, y'all. Better than that, because we're adults. Everybody's an adult. Ain't no children in this right now. No, so stop, and stop. Like I said, I understand it's going to always be somebody. But I like to get ready to kick me off for last time. So